If anybody's going to believe this, everybody has to understand that the space station is going over 17,000 miles an hour all the time, every day. Imagine all that friction on it, but it seems to go round the globe 17 odd times a day. The balloons should, just one balloon should be able to capture the space station as it came round. You tell me on any of those high altitude balloons where you have ever seen the space station going past, let alone space debris and any satellites. When has anybody ever seen that on any pictures? When has any high altitude balloon ever seen that space station going past at 17,000 miles an hour? Surely if we were ever seeing this, when the sun is shining on those things, there would be this, even if it was very minute, surely we'd see a spark going across the sky. And even when you're looking at this footage, where are the satellites? There's no satellites. And look what you can see below you. I'm sorry, that's just a revolving video. That's just someone messing around with and doing a CGI on the video, because, you know, you'll see in a minute with the videos that I'm taking that the high altitude balloons, right, so that's in Earth's atmosphere, are seeing things like that. But again, you know, when are we seeing these bright sparks go across the sky? If that's all we could see, because it would be really bright being sort of hit. Look at that. Surely someone would have seen a streak going maybe by if you looked up at that moment. I don't know, but because it is quite a long way away really for us to see. But this is a docking. It's going 17,000 miles an hour. No resistance. Nothing. Anyway, you know, when have you ever seen, you know, surely they should be a little bit worried about any debris. You know, they're going maybe faster because they're bigger. What about, you mean to say a satellite never falls out of its trajectory? So they're all separate, but you still should be in a bit of debris. Oh, look at this. Absolutely perfect .com. 17,000 miles an hour. It looks like it's in water, doesn't it? And it looks stationary. The only thing that's moving is the camera towards Thunderbirds models. Boing. Surely that would have made the space station wobble there. Nah, you don't see no wobbling. This is what we're being taught.
Right now, there are thousands of satellites orbiting Earth. Thousands! How did they get there? And should we be worried about them crashing down on our heads? Well, a satellite hitches a ride on the top of a rocket to get to space. It's enclosed in a metal shield called a fairing, which breaks off once the package leaves Earth's atmosphere. This episode of Test Tube 101 is brought to you by the United States Air Force. That rocket carrying the precious cargo breaks apart in a few stages while on its path to orbit. When the first section or stage of the rocket depletes its fuel, that section just breaks off and falls back to Earth. Then it's on to the next stage, which has additional fuel to complete the trip. Once the satellite reaches its desired orbital height, it opens its solar panels and communication antennas and gets ready to do whatever.
It'd be really great if somebody had ever seen one up there.
Not come crashing back down over our heads. Well, as we all know, the force of gravity pulls everything towards Earth. But there's another force. That's the speed or velocity at which the satellite is moving. Now, if these two forces are in perfect balance, then the satellite will remain in orbit. Anything else, and it can spin off.
Sorry, I just find that funny, because we know that's not true. So they'd rather tell us that there's loads of satellites up there, but there's thousands of them, but do you see them? Anyway, the rest of my little video is all to do with the sun, because it's just, when you see these pictures, you just know it's not very far away. And what it is that, yes, loads of people know what I feel about this subject, but you never know, there might be some people who don't know about all this, don't understand it, and come across this video and then watch it and are enlightened just a little bit that you need to keep researching and doing your own research and looking into things, because they're not as you've been told. Anyway, the rest of my video is about the sun. That's a glove there of an astronaut. There's the view from the space station. Does that look really any different to NASA, who's supposed to be in outer space or on the edge of, what do you call it, on the edge of the, what do you call it, lower Earth orbit? I'm just doing another recording because the sun is not very far away. I just want to explain something to you. Do you see the blue sky? When we look up, we see blue sky. Do you see the blue sky? It's there. Do you see this line here? That is where the blue sky stops for us looking up. And then you go into the black. There's the sun. Look how close it looks. There's the blue line. And what you're looking at is, you're looking down. Have you noticed? You can see all of it. You don't see any blue, you just see the land. So that is the sun reflecting on all this and creating, as far as it can up, the appearance of a blue sky for us. That is the light reflecting on us, reflecting up as far as it can go, and then it stops. And that balloon is tweetering in and out. See, it's slightly in the blue sky there. It's dipping in and out of what we call blue sky.
In the brightness of day, I like the dark.
But that sun is not very far away.
What a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, singing.
It really shocked me when I first realised we were looking down and there was absolutely no blue sky and we were looking down. And have you noticed that the sun is in the black? It's not lighting the black up. You can't see the firmament, you can't see anything. Now the balloon's coming down, so I'm just going to stop the recording for this one. Back to another recording of there's the blue sky and there's the sun. Do you see? It's in the black. Is it lighting the black up? No, it doesn't light the black up. It only lights us up. Everything we are is totally reflective. The clouds, the water, the land, and that's what creates the blue sky with the light reflecting up. But you see, it's not, the sun isn't making the black light, is it? It's just in the black. And look how close it looks, being this far up. And that's where the blue sky stops. The sun isn't right up here, is it? It's not right going up, up, up. It's there. And the light goes up. What? You're in an aeroplane at 7 miles up, you can still be in the light. So this balloon's about 10 miles up, 15 miles up, about 15 miles up. And it's gone beyond the blue sky, which is there. And that sun is reflecting, well, the light. And I believe that the light source is something different as well. There's a light source and the sun. If we just had the sun, then that sun would be brighter than the moon, but it wouldn't cover all of us. That is a light source. But it also is the sun reflecting down and the light reflecting up as well, which helps cause this appearance of a blue sky. But as you can see, it's no blue sky. Look how close that sun is there. And there's the moon. That's how you know it's not very far away. And look, there's the altitude. 109,000 feet. We are extremely bright, aren't we? You wouldn't think that the clouds and the mountains and everything are that reflective, but they are. Oh my goodness, look. They're only about 10 miles up because there's the chemtrails. And that looks like heart clouds, all those little ridges in them. That high altitude balloon is still just in that level of blue sky. It's just is dipping into our blue sky. It isn't really real. That really freaked me out when I realised that the blue sky is not real. I know the night time comes, but there is nothing up there except black. We have a light source and we have the sun reflecting down on us. And then the balloon is going to burst. I found this as well.
Today's increasing international emphasis on long-range ballistic missile activity raises to priority attention the mastering of high-altitude burst effects phenomenology. At stake are urgent problems, such as those associated with ICBM defense, as well as the upper air burst effects on radio communications and radar. On hardtack, 3 high-altitude shots were fired to acquire data necessary to develop a national capability for high-altitude warfare. Yucca, a 1.7 kiloton device suspended from a balloon, and Teak and Orange, both 3.8 megaton devices carried by Redstone missiles. All were fired to obtain effects data for the fulfillment of 3 general objectives. First, to find out how extreme altitudes affect the partition of energy in a nuclear detonation, and what is the radial extent of the various phenomena. Second, to determine scaling laws for various effects as a function of altitude and yield. Third, to determine the effects of high-altitude bursts on the ionosphere and on the propagation of radio and radar signals. A brief recapitulation of the findings in line with the general objectives sought from Teak, Orange, and Yucca shows first that high-altitude nuclear detonations are characterized by the rapid development of energy phenomena.
Eagle looking great, your go. We copy you down, Eagle. Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed. Eagle looking great, your go. We copy you down, Eagle. We copy you down, Eagle. Okay, all flight controllers, gonna go for landing. Retro. Go, I don't go. Guys, go. Control. Go. Falcon. Go. GNC. Go. Econ. Go. Surgeon. Go. Capcom, we're go for landing. Go for landing. Retro. Go. I don't go. Guys, go. Control. Go. Falcon. Go. GNC. Go. Econ. Go. Surgeon. Go. Capcom, we're go for landing. Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed. Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed. Colors, gonna go for landing. Retro. Go. I don't go. Guys, go. Control. Go. Falcon. Go. GNC. Go. Econ. Go. Surgeon. Go. Capcom, we're gonna go for landing. Retro. Go. I don't go. Guys, go. Control. Go. Falcon. Go. GNC. Go. Econ. Go. Surgeon. Go. Capcom, we're gonna go for landing. Retro. Go. I don't go. Guys, go. Control. Go. Falcon. Go. GNC. Go. Econ. Go. Surgeon. Go. Capcom, we're Roger, copy. Retro. Go. I don't go.
Look at those chemtrails, them trying to block out the sun.
Okay, all flight controllers, gonna go for landing. Retro. Go. I don't go. Guys, go. Falcon. Go. GNC. Go. Econ. Go. Surgeon. Go. Capcom, we're gonna go for landing. Retro. Go. I don't go. Guys, go. Control. Go. Falcon. Go. GNC. Go. Econ. Go. Surgeon. Go. GNC. Go. Econ. Go. Surgeon. Go. Capcom, we're go for landing. Okay, all flight controllers, gonna go for landing. Retro. Go. I don't go. Guys, go. Control. Go. Falcon. Go. GNC. Go. Econ. Go. Surgeon. Go. Capcom, we're gonna go for landing. Retro. Go. I don't go. Guys, go. Control. Go. Falcon. Go. GNC. Go. Econ.
Flat Earth.
Capcom, we're gonna go for landing. Retro. Go. I don't go. Guys, go. Control. Go. Falcon. Go. GNC. Go. Econ. Go. Surgeon. Go. Capcom, we're Roger, copy. Capcom, we're gonna go for landing. Retro. Go. I don't go. Guys, go. Control. Go. Falcon. Go. GNC. Go. Econ. Go. Surgeon. Go. Capcom, we're gonna go for landing. Retro. Go. I don't go. Guys, go. Control. Go.